Hello everyone, how's it going? Um, this is double underscore showing you, wait, no, that can't be right. Replay, if I can find it. I was playing, the new 6.78, and, wanted to try out one of the new heroes. At first, I tried out, like, a Huskar. We don't need to see, that. But, I will tell you that the new Huskar is pretty cool. What's nice about it is that although, you know, his Berserker's Blood did give him a lot of damage, um, I felt like the nerfs that he had taken to his attack speed in the past was kind of annoying, but now he's kind of got a lot of that attack speed back now, and I really like it. So, there's no bonus damage at all, whereas before, back when he attacked really fast, he still had bonus damage. I'm not sure how compared to the new Huskar with the reduced attack speed, but it doesn't matter because that new Huskar is not around anymore. Now he attacks plenty darn fast, which means that if you do buy really expensive, really high damage items, uh, you're able to make very good use of it because of really high attack speed passive. Anyway, and that's just ignoring the magic resistance. The magic resistance makes him really hard to kill with magic damage. It's cool. Just get like a halberd, and then I don't know what after that. I haven't figured it out. Maybe a Lincoln Spear. I know I sound crazy for suggesting it, but whatever. Um, a heart maybe would be awesome. Just giving yourself an insane amount of health regen, and a health pool. That way, it should be kind of virtually impossible for anyone to kill you, I guess. Give you a lot of damage too. I mean, that's 40 strength. That's 40 damage. That's not bad. Anyway, so here's this game. I'm not sure what's wrong with the camera here. I'm gonna try to get it to work. So I picked this Earth Spirit guy, and I just picked up a bunch of Iron Branches and pack of Tangos. And went to. They actually had me soloing this hard lane. It seemed like maybe we only had 4 players. Maybe we were tri-laning it. Yeah, I guess we were tri-laning it. So that's cool. Don't really do that too often in Dota 2. Don't play enough pro games or competitive games or whatever you want to call it. So anyways, I'm getting attacked by Slark and Alchemist, and you know, they're chasing me down. Maybe I should turn on the volume a bit on this game because you can probably barely hear me over it. Anyways, you can see he's tower diving me trying to make the kill. So I just kind of walk circles around him, and he ends up missing his pounds completely. Which is something that you can't really do in Dota 2, because the pounce is kind of bugged. It doesn't work the same way as in War 3 Dota. The way you have to dodge the pounce is different within the 2 games. And I'm still kind of annoyed by that as a Slark player. But I love the hero so much, I just play him anyway. But I might as well take a break from him for now, and that he's kind of getting to be used in competitive. There are plenty of other heroes for me to play around with. Until they fix the pounce bug, and I know that it's there, I'm not really under any obligation to play him, I guess. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm kind of just saving up my gold, and you can't see my gold right now, can you? Because it shows you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to get a health ring, so that way I can just stay in this lane. I probably should get another pack of Tangos, but I don't have courier. We do have a courier on the team, but it's not being shared to anybody. So I managed to kill Stark again, Well, the first time it was the tower. I pick up my health ring afterwards. I'm not sure if it was the second time it was a tower or not, but whatever. I stunned him. So look at that, he can roll around. I just rolled just then. So, okay, his third skill is like his stun, but I guess his first skill stuns too. Anyway, what his third skill does is it pulls a unit to him, or even a rock. If a rock is pulled to him, then it will have the bonus of doing damage. Now basically what the effect is of pulling the unit or the rock to him is that it stuns in an area like in front of him or something like that. And then of course if it was the rock, then it does damage too. So that's cool. Now his first skill is kind of similar to that, because you can punch a unit or even a rock, and then it knocks it back. Knocks it back pretty far, like I would say even further than a force staff, it seems like, although I'm not too sure about that. The ranges between Warcraft 3 Dota and Dota 2 are deceptively different. But anyways, so you punch them, and if it's a rock, it actually goes farther than if it's a unit. But either way, it's gonna smash into a bunch of other units, and like if it's a unit, it's gonna take damage. Obviously, if it's a rock, it's not. So you can actually then still use the rock for your second skill. What your second skill does is it turns you like into like a panda ball or whatever, and then you roll over, and a certain amount of terrain. I want to say the range is about the same as punching a regular unit. How far he gets knocked back, that's about how far you can roll. But if you have a rock in the path and you roll over it, then you get to roll even farther and a little bit faster too, I guess, kind of, seems like. We definitely get to roll farther, about twice that far, I guess, approximately. And so I wasn't sure exactly what my skills were doing, so I was just spamming rocks, which you're able to do because it doesn't cost any mana, but then you're not able... I think the cool thing about this hero is he's kind of like a map control artist. Kind of similar to Storm Spirit and Ember Spirit, I guess, because he doesn't do it the same way like a Beastmaster or Bounty Hunter would do it. In fact, these rocks give him no vision. But he is able to plant them to a place where he can't see it, but he can't necessarily punch it. He has to make sure he has vision before he punch it and be basically in melee range. So, in other words, if you plant it up on high ground and you still can't see it, you can't punch it. So you gotta be careful sometimes the way you plant it and plan to punch it. But you could still roll over it just fine. You could roll into areas that you can't see, which is cool. So you can actually find yourself stuck on terrain a lot, which is what happened to me. But it's such a low cooldown on your roll that it's not that big of a deal for you. You can just roll back out. But you do gotta be careful of people taking advantage of you getting stuck. So it seems like it's a really high... It takes a lot of skill to play this hero, I think, it seems like. Now when you do use your second skill to roll, and if you roll over a rock, then the rock will disappear. I guess basically goes into the ground. So anyway, if you do punch the rock though, with your first skill, it shoots really far. A lot farther than a unit would. So you can use it as a really nice long range way to initiate team fights, I suppose. And then you roll in afterwards. And now his fourth skill, his ultimate, I'm not sure exactly how it works. I don't know if it has anything to do with rocks or not, but basically it does damage in an area, I want to say it's a lot like Viper Strike, is his ultimate ability, but it does just like every unit in the area. So it sounds kind of outrageous, but it probably has something to do with rocks, and it probably doesn't do as much damage as the Viper Strike, but I'm not really sure exactly what the mechanics of it are. I just know it does some damage. Now his first skill, I noticed when I punch rocks with it, it seems to silence units. I don't know if that's a bug or not, or what effect it's having on them, because actually the silence can pop up even if it's not because it's stopping them from casting spells. I haven't really gotten any feedback from that on my opponents. So far the only feedback I got in this game up to this point was like just like saying, "Oh God," after I killed him like 2 times in a row, or he failed to kill me 2 times and he died. However you want to look at it. But anyway. As you can see, they're asking for ganks on this guy. So I'm going to charge that guy and kill him. And he's a really annoying hero because he's got a really long stun. So yeah, we want to get him out of the way. Anyhow, I'm just laning, just kind of learning my hero. I pick up myself a boost of speed. I was figured maybe I should just get Battle Fury. It's kind of a nice item for almost any hero in the hard lane, believe it or not. Just get a Battle Fury because it gives you a lot of sustain, gives you plenty of health and mana regen, and gives you a decent amount of damage. Yeah. I would even get it on a Windrunner. Anyways, you can see people could just walk over the rocks if they want to. It doesn't really seem to impede anybody's pathing, which is kind of cool. But it's except for maybe this guy's pathing, it might impede his. I'm not sure. I think so, actually. But as far as I can tell, the opponents can clearly see it. I mean, I don't know if they had any reason to be afraid of it, but I would still throw rocks anyway, just to make people paranoid. Because they probably wouldn't be sure of what my skills could do, just as I wouldn't quite know. So I'm sure until people learn this hero, planting those rocks is, even if you're not sure if it'll do anything, will be great because your opponents aren't going to be sure if it's going to do anything either. So, but yeah, like I say, I'm not too sure exactly how his spells will interact with his ultimate. I mean, the rocks. But I already explained that it has some kind of a weird silence effect of some sort. I'm not sure what it does. But if you punch the rock, and it'll do damage if you pull a rock to you that hits a bunch of units, and if you roll over it, it just disappears, and it makes you roll farther, which is great. And the ultimate, I'm not too sure exactly what it's doing. But just plant rocks everywhere, you know, roll in to a bunch of enemies, and then pop your ultimate, and they should all be taking damage at any rate. I'm not sure if you need rocks near them or not, but it probably wouldn't hurt. Especially if you want to chase him, plant a rock, and he tries to run away, you just roll over the rock and you chase him down pretty good. See, I was experimenting just how far can you go, but it's kind of tricky. That sniper gonna finish that guy off. I chase it. See, it's kind of hard for people to get away, and I push them back towards my allies. So it's a lot harder for them to run away. As you can see, the scene is kind of chaotic, and we're kind of being overrun though by Bloodseeker that's sensing that that guy was low on health. So I'm gonna speed this up quite a bit because it's down to like 1x speed. I just wanted to give you guys an overview of the hero, see how he looks. I have no idea if I'm building them right. You can build whatever items you want. It's just an item that I've always loved ever since first starting playing Dota. If you don't like it, that's cool. Get your own item that you like. Whether it's the drums or sounds in your house or Vlad's, I don't care. Whatever. But, I like this item. I feel like maybe Battle Fury is a go-to item for this guy just because maybe, like, you know, you want to initiate a big old fight with him with your roll. So you just attack everyone with it. Maybe that's just simple-minded thinking on my own part, but whatever. Maybe other good items could be like a blink dagger, could give you lots of extra mobility, but I feel like maybe a blink dagger is inferior to the skills that he already has. So you make your own call on that. Maybe for something like a force staff. But I mean, keep in mind, he's not an intelligence hero. And he doesn't seem to have big mana problems. And anyway, it still might be a nice pickup for his allies. I guess if you ever get yourself stuck on terrain, maybe you don't want to wait for yourself to have the cooldown come back up, even though it is super short. So maybe, like, if you feel like you're gonna screw up, and you can get another repositioning item like Force Staff or Blink Dagger. And I think I didn't turn the volume down enough. So you can probably still barely hear me, huh? But whatever. At least you're watching what the hero can do, sort of. But he's dead now. I rolled too far and I couldn't tell where I was going. Anyway, speed it up again. I'm not sure how much you saw of that, but oh yeah, we gotta keep it centered on our hero, don't we? That we're looking at. So I pop a rock here, and I just kind of show like the Juggernaut. Look, I can't see the rock. We don't have vision of it, so it's still there, but I just can't see it, Juggernaut. So after he loses his vision, we see that. So I plant a rock here, and then I roll over it. And I'm like, hey, that's fun. So I'm basically just practicing this hero within the game. And this is War 3 Dota. In War 3 Dota, you're on servers that are totally corrupt, and you're playing with people that are uber noobs, have no idea what they're doing. Like that Slark, look at him, 0-4 already, while I'm 1-3. So clearly, he has even less of an idea of what he's doing than I do. That's pretty pathetic. And even if it's not the case, at least my skill is backing me up. I mean, I was 1v2, and still, the worst I'm doing is 1-3. So yeah. But 1-3-4, he's actually 0-4-3. You really should count the assists, even if they're gray. I don't know. A lot of War 3 Dota players really don't like the assists, but I like to think that Dota 2 is a little bit more mature than War 3 Dota, at least in that regard. I think Dota 2 players are normally a lot more closed-minded about item choices, though, that's for sure. It's the item suggestion lists. A lot of people like follow those religiously. If it's not popular item build, then they just don't do it. Anyway, that's way too slow. We can speed this back up. Boop, boop, boop. So as you can see, I'm really slow. I'm a bad farmer when it comes to the hard lane, which is kind of understandable. It's not exactly the safe lane, so it's taking me forever to get my Battle Fury. But I do have it finally about now, which is why I'm returning to base so I can pick it up. Because I died quite a few times, and that kind of is an issue, but whatever. So I go over to teleport, and then I blink in, and actually he kills Slark solo, but I was about to roll in from the tower. So I might give you an impression of how fast this guy is, but look, if you were looking at the mini-map there, look at that, boom, all the way from there over there. So he can flash farm too, just like an anti-mage. Just kind of roll around from creep camp to creep camp with that Battle Fury, just stomping on those creeps. But right now I'm just contemplating what I want to do next. I don't exactly want to flash farm. I just want to chat with my eyes. Oh, it's a hilarious attack animation. uh, Here we go. I'm gonna roll, and then look, because of the rock, I roll into here, so I'm kind of stuck. So I roll back. So I can see he just jumps up pretty high, like up to his shoulder. That's crazy. Anyways, the Earth Spirit, so he's gonna have a pretty crazy attack animation. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. So I'm just goofing off at this point, not necessarily trying to be fast. And obviously Blink is going to be a bit faster on anti-mage than his role, but his role is still pretty cool regardless. So I keep getting pinged over here saying they want some help over here. Like, okay, whatever. So I roll into him and then he comes with his charge. And somebody activated Mask Madness. I think Lifesteal's got one actually. Yeah, he does. So he's using that. Having fun with that extra attack speed. A lot more players in Warcraft 3 Dota will buy the Mask of Madness. They'll get it on just about every hero. And it's actually not such a terrible item situationally. You kind of have to have bad opponents a lot of the time, but not always. I've been stomped by some pretty weird Mask of Madness heroes. Tramp Protector, Lion, the list goes on. You can buy it on anybody. It's good. People hate on that item, but it's not so bad. I mean, the guy's a critter. He's not going to attack you back. You're not going to take bonus damage from Mask of Madness. It's all wins, right? You just turn him into a critter. He's a little piggy. He's not going to hurt you. So, whatever. And like Treant Protector, he's just a boss. He's just got insane base damage. It's not even fair. And then he'll root you, which means you can't attack him. So yeah, that's basically the same thing as being turned into a little piggy. Chain Protector is not to be underestimated. I'm gonna start trying to get Mask of Madness on him in Dota 2, that'd be fun. I'll probably lose like 3 or 4 games in a row. Just in the beginning when allies rage quit because they see I buy Mask of Madness. After that, then I'll start be like, we have 70% win chance or something. That's the thing in Dota 2. You gotta be prepared to deal with the rage quitters. Take a lot of losses. That's what matchmaking does. It just gives you rage quitters. Yep, gonna lose, 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 lose. And a lot of those rage quitters, they don't rage quit like every game. They just rage quit when they want to. And when they want to is usually like somebody buying an item that is not on the worshipped item suggestion list, which is extremely obnoxious. And they don't even necessarily rage quit by leaving the game. They just rage quit by like not trying anymore, and they just goof off and not take the game seriously. Which is kind of stupid, because they think that just because you're buying an item that isn't on the item suggestion list that they're worshipping, that they think you're not taking the game seriously, which is not always true. In fact, usually that's not the case at all. But it's just usually that they know better. That they know it's a good idea to not build exactly those items. As you can see, Bloodseeker can be really hard to bring down, because he gets healed. But of course, he's not quite as fat as that Lifestealer. But the Alchemist would be able to bring him down at the end. The Lifestealer, I mean. So definitely watch out. A lot of chaos all around, and actually their team has more kills than our team does. Bloodseeker's been running around killing a lot. Look at this guy, he's died 10 times, he's died 6 times. I've died 5, so I'm not doing so hot myself. And Lifestealer's died 5 times. But Lifestealer for his first skill, he managed to take down that Bloodseeker. So that's not bad. So basically a sniper just kind of killing a lot of people and nobody else on our team doing so yet. But yeah, whatever. We actually had who did we have in the middle? I don't think it was Sniper. I think Sniper was bottom. I'm not sure though. I believe our middle hero was... Well, no, I don't know. Maybe it was Sniper. Whatever. Look how many assists we have. I have 8 assists. That's crazy. But the opponents have even more. 2 of them with 11 assists. So you just charge. There's 2 of them. Just kill them and then it's a 2-on-2. So take that guy out and then run away. So 2 for 2, not so bad. They couldn't take down the Bloodseeker yet though. He's still kind of really strong. So here comes a sniper. He's looking for a nice kill. Doesn't look like he's gonna fly one though. That guy's got a lot of health. Where's my hero? My hero's down here at bottom. Just pushing away. What's he got for items? Nothing early right now. I mean, not since he finished his treads in Battlefield. He's been buying observer wards and scrolls town portal and dying a lot. So give him a break. Room, 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 room. Grab that regeneration rune. And people refer to you by your color in War 3 Dota a lot. It's interesting. They don't refer to you by your hero name because you have too many hero names. I think IceFrog wanted to put a stop to that, which is why he gave the heroes only one hero name in Dota 2. Because if you call him Kaolin, then people are like, "Who the fuck is Kaolin?" Right? And if you call him Earth Spirit, you'd be like, "My name's not Earth Spirit, it's Kaolin," right? There's too much arguing about names in War 3 Dota. So sure, some people actually still call people by their names, and some people call them by their color. So I mean, there's just a lot of back and forth, back and forth. And especially, there's still some players that call people by their color because they played a Warcraft 3, the regular game, and they liked doing that. Because they wouldn't all, it's not like you're defined by the hero that you pick up. In fact, you can have up to 3 heroes in regular Warcraft 3. So, it would be kind of silly to call the guy Demon Hunter when there's another player that could be called Demon Hunter. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, yeah. So I'd roll into the Rosh pit to help him out, knocking down trees as I go. And Charger finds my hero humorous as I do. I was laughing it up when I was laning. It was crazy. Then I roll back out. And then my allies turn to attack. I'm like, uh-oh, I better roll back in. But it's kind of too late for me to do a whole lot. So I just activate my ultimate and then start to run away. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, we do have an ally here. But should I roll back in again? And I start whomping on him. I kill somebody, I'm not sure who exactly. Somebody else kills somebody else. And there's a Bloodseeker, and I'm like, oh, I don't want you attacking that guy. Push you away. Let's fight that guy. Okay, now I'll fight you. I don't know. I kind of wish that Bloodseeker was on my team so I could punch somebody that's ruptured. Because I feel like that would do a lot of damage, but whatever. Anyway, you apparently are not invulnerable while you're turning into a ball and rolling. I don't think there's any time where you're invulnerable during all that. So he's definitely kind of not as powerful in that regard compared to like Storm Spirit and Ember Spirit, but I'm fine with that. I honestly hate the fact that those guys have invulnerability. It really pisses me off a lot. I hate those guys' invulnerability. It's obnoxious. But yeah, whatever. So this is cool. I like this guy. So I was gonna plant the rock and punch it into them, but then I realized that I was too close to it, and I wasn't going to aim the punching of it very effectively. So instead, I settled for punching it into this camp and knocking those trees down, and that was kind of fun. So the placement of the rock wasn't exactly where I wanted it, so I just used it and punched it in a different direction. And then I was experimenting with punching it across the river. Imagine initiating a team fight doing that. Maybe put one rock in the river and one rock on the ledge. Punch the rock over the ledge to the other side, and then roll across the river. That could be a really great way to initiate a team fight. I guess you silence everybody or whatever effect that is with the rock, and then you roll on in, and then your allies can follow up. That would be really funny and fun, I guess. So cool. And here comes these guys. The funny thing is, you can barely even tell the life stealer's there. He's like really hard to see on the blight, especially like even without turning on his rage. Like actually, he's practically the same color as the blight. You could turn shadows off. If you do, then it does become easier to see him while he's raged. But you still have to deal with seeing him when he's not raged. Just so. And the only nerf that this guy got in this patch is that you have to move in close to be able to slow them, which is kind of fine, especially for War 3 Dota players, because they're hard to see anyway. They always tried to get in close just to maximize the damage that they could do, because they're slowed for longer, like while they're pretty much in melee range. Whereas if you slow them from far away, it still gives you great chance to kill them, but it doesn't give you as much time just being able to whack on them freely. So definitely, although it's kind of a nerf because the skill is not as flexible, it's still good because it still encourages you to get up close with the opponents. And if you do, that's still the best situation if you can get up close. So whatever. Yeah, there's so many people where I don't know if they're like even serious about sucking this bad like a shark. Like, I feel like he's doing bad on purpose, and I think a Bloodseeker pointing that out. So he's probably right. If you type to your allies, you try to tell them a little something about the game, they'll just be like, and they'll just act like they have no idea what you're talking about. Then yeah, it's pretty sad. And that's why I try to stay away from War 3 Dota playing, because the servers are corrupt and everyone's like always like typing the command to see what their stats are and see what other stats are, and they just want good stats. And they just want like lots of wins on it, lots of kills, and so on. They don't want very many deaths if they can, probably. Yeah, so I'm just running around with this hero. I should probably just speed it up, because I'm starting to run out of time. Check this out. You can just hide around in the trees. Just like a Pudge of the Forestaff. It's fun. And you can punch a rock into somebody. That's pretty cool. Boom. I think this hero has a lot of potential for fun interactions with other heroes, for sure. The cooldown on the punch is a lot longer than the cooldown on the roll, but it's not so terrible. Even if you have something like a Rubik, you could steal the Rupture. That'd be cool. And then punch. No, yeah, they kind of initiated on me. I probably could have just backed off to the tower. The guy was lecturing me about I didn't use the healing ward as effectively as I could have. And I suppose he was right. One thing that I struggle with in Dota 2, it doesn't really bother me much in War 3 Dota, but in Dota 2 it does, is that I tend to be too aggressive sometimes, just because my allies are not aggressive enough. So I end up playing the tank too often, which is why I tend to prefer the strength heroes a lot of the time. Or if I do pick up an agility hero, I like to be a hero that has really good escape. When I get intelligence heroes, I normally do fine as long as I don't have lane partners. If I do, then it can sometimes be really hard if the lane partner is not aggressive enough. Honestly, it doesn't matter what hero you pick, even if it were a strength hero or something. If your ally is just giving you the short end of the stick, it's not going to be a fun time. Oh, they're on Skype, like, voice chatting. I had no idea. Huh. I'm sure that would have been an interesting conversation. So obviously them laughing it up while Slark is trying to feed them the game could definitely explain why everyone's score was kind of rotten except for Snipers at one point. And as you can see, Lifestealer has definitely made up for his score being like 1-5 because now it's like 14-8. So he's coming back. So definitely I think they were just kind of like enjoying learning my hero at the same time I was. And that kind of makes sense because you have vision of your ally, and so you can see everything he's doing. So they're probably just watching me. And although Teal was the only one that actually talked with me early on, and just to say like LOL Teal and stuff like that, apparently the other ones were checking me out too, so they were just expressing themselves to each other over Skype.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
So it's kind of nice when people don't just spam the new hero button, and you're able to pick the new hero every once in a while. And I feel like that'll happen when Ice Frog makes changes to heroes, because then people were like, "Oh yeah, that hero." Like Lifestealer change, Bloodseeker change, Witch Doctor change. Who else? I guess. Oh yeah, Spirit Breaker change. Sniper change. Yeah, like almost every hero in this game was changed. Only Juggernaut, Slark, and Alchemist were not changed. Everyone else was. So 70% of the heroes were changed. Oh wait, Chaos Knight wasn't changed, was he? Dang it. Okay, 60% of the heroes were changed.
Have engaged the enemy.
Well, anyway,
Our allies'
that's
town needs help.
pretty big number. So a lot of the people wanted to change hero, and if they'd all picked a new hero, then that wouldn't have gone over so well. So apparently, when you die, all your rocks blow up. That's their death animation. Is a little explosion, which doesn't really do any damage. They just effectively disappear. I feel like they should probably improve that animation, because I kind of think it's a little silly. It's not so bad. I mean, I guess they are magical rocks, so whatever.
Our allies' town needs help.
But yeah, I think we could do whatever they want to in Dota 2. It'll be lots of fun and use whatever animation they want. When he finally comes. I feel like this guy, his design is just awesome. I don't know if there's a whole lot that they would change about him.
Allies' town needs help.
They would probably have to look and see. Like, I know the knockback is pretty annoying with the like with something like Rupture or Monoleak. So like Bloodseeker and Keeper of the Light are gonna love this guy. But like Keeper of the Light could already push people with his ultimate, but I don't think it was quite as far as like a Force Staff. And so, I mean, remember, heroes only go like half the distance that the rock goes when you punch them, but still, that's like still pretty outrageous. It's like about the range of a Force Staff, maybe a little bit longer. And basically what that means is this hero is going to be even more effective than buying a Force Staff on your Bloodseeker. And in fact, you can buy a Force Staff if you want to and follow it up with even more damage. Maybe throw in a Rubik, pick him up, just toss him with telekinesis. Do all kinds of stuff. I don't think you even need a Rubik. You can toss somebody with Tiny. If you get close enough, that is. Maybe you want to get your Blink Dagger, but still, not so hard. Although, unfortunately, I don't think the Rupture with Tiny, it doesn't take into account the distance vertically. Oh man, I know it doesn't have a Rubik, so, but that would be crazy. That would buff Rupture so much if it took into account vertical distance. Oh my goodness. Comboing Tiny with Bloodseeker would be so overpowered. So I'm like trying to help out, but I'm not sure how effective I'm being.
Our allies' town needs help.
Let's select our hero now. Now I've decided that we do got a Lincoln Sphere on Sniper, and I think that's probably a good idea. It could prevent, what's his name, from rupturing me, maybe? But yeah, I don't think it works so well. I did pick up a Basher as well. The Basher is always nice. I haven't picked one up as I was Huskar. I didn't really get to make good use of it though, because my allies were like feeding non-stop. But I have a feeling like the attack speed would really be helpful. But maybe you're just better off getting the Maelstrom. Maelstrom will definitely have a higher proc chance, 15% greater chance. So I'm sure it'll be better actually. It will override, I guess, your burning spears, but it seems like it would be worth it. I mean, you don't have to turn off your burning spears to proc it, right? You have to check to make sure, but the changes aren't live in Dota 2 yet, but I'm really excited for when they will be. this is a really great patch. This is gonna keep me playing Dota 2 for sure. Because the game's just gotten so stale lately. And I really like a hero like Husk, but without him having some kind of change to make him quite a bit more viable, like this new change, then just can't enjoy playing him. That magic resistance is what he super badly needs. This is perfect. So you can't really use the courier in War 3 Dota as often as you'd like. To like buy your own. And it's just better just to just buy a Skull Town portal sometimes. Just teleport back. Just buy a couple of them, whatever. Farm, 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 farm. Yeah. See climate trash talking going on. Bloodseekers speaking about kills and assists, and both him and Lifestealer like have the most kills and assists on their game. So honestly, I think both of those players are working really hard and doing what they can to fight hard, do well. That's kind of how I tend to play when I'm doing well with the hero. I try to just get a lot of kills and assists, and I think as a carry player, that's what you should do. I think people like really don't understand what a carry hero is all about. Like, honestly, I don't even like that term carry. Look at that, I roll away as I'm ruptured and get myself killed. Basically, it just pays to remember that's a 5v5 game. But yeah, my reasoning is, if you see that you're ruptured, you can activate Blade Mail. And then if you have more health than the Bloodseeker, you just roll away from him. And, or you can chase him too, I guess. But whatever the case, he'll take just as much damage as you will if you're have activated the Blade Mail. So, if you've got more health, then he's gonna die before you do. And you'll get the credit for the kill too, so that's great. But I was pretty low on health there, so that wasn't happening. So the game's pretty much over, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Particularly, I mostly made this video for Dota 2 players, just so they could see what the new hero is capable of. I'm not sure how much you got to see of all that with my terrible camera work, but whatever. He's if I had to guess, I'd say that both him and Ember Spirit are gonna be jolly guys like Storm Spirit, and loud and obnoxious too even. But maybe not. I wouldn't be too surprised if the Earth Spirit was more like calm and maybe talking a little bit more like Ursa, you know, than like somebody like Storm Spirit. But still maybe loud. Like loud and calm maybe. I don't know if that's possible or not, but whatever. I guess whatever the case, it just seems like he might sound more earthy. And then the fire guy sounding more fiery. Like the fire guy might sound angry all the time or something, for example. And then this guy just sound like peaceful or something. I feel like Storm Spirit's always sounding excited or something. Anyway, whatever. That's pretty much the end of it.